When it comes to business insurance, there are many terms and conditions that can be confusing for business owners. One such term is the primary and non-contributory endorsement. In simple terms, it means that a business's insurance policy will be considered primary and any other insurance policies will be considered secondary. Let's dive deeper into what primary and non-contributory endorsement means in business insurance and how it can benefit your business. What is primary and non-contributory endorsement? Primary and non-contributory endorsement is a clause that can be added to a business's insurance policy. This clause states that a business's insurance policy will be considered primary in the event of a claim, and any other insurance policies will be considered secondary. This means that the business's insurance policy will be responsible for paying for any damages or losses first, before any other insurance policies are considered. In other words, the business's insurance policy will be the first line of defense against any claims made against the business. How does a primary and non-contributory endorsement work? Here's an example of how primary and non-contributory endorsement works. Let's say that a subcontractor who's working on a construction project accidentally damages a neighboring property. Both the subcontractor and the general contractor have insurance policies that cover this type of loss. Without a primary and non-contributory endorsement, both policies would be responsible for a portion of the damages based on the respective policy limits. This means that the policyholder would have to pay a portion of the claim, even if they were not at fault for the damage. However, if the general contractor has a primary and non-contributory endorsement on their policy, their insurance policy would be primary, and the subcontractor's policy would only be responsible for any damages that exceed the general contractor's policy limit. This means that the policyholder would not have to pay any portion of the claim, and their insurance policy would cover the full cost of the damages, up to the policy limit. What are the benefits of a primary and non-contributory endorsement? There are several benefits of having a primary and non-contributory endorsement added to your business's insurance policy. Clear responsibility. By having this endorsement in place, it's clear which insurance policy is responsible for paying out any claims made against the business. This can prevent confusion and disputes between insurance companies. Protection of business assets. Since the business's insurance policy will be the first to pay out any claims, it can protect the business assets from being depleted in the event of a claim. Reduced risk. Having this endorsement in place can also reduce the overall risk to the business. Since the business's insurance policy will be the primary policy responsible for paying out claims, there's less risk of having to rely on other insurance policies. Better negotiation power. When negotiating with other parties involved in a claim, having a primary and non-contributory endorsement in place can give the business more negotiation power. Since the business's insurance policy is primary, the other party may be more willing to negotiate a settlement. In summary, primary and non-contributory endorsement is a clause that can be added to a business's insurance policy. This endorsement makes the business's insurance policy primary in the event of a claim, and any other insurance policies secondary. Having this endorsement in place can provide clear responsibility, protect business assets, reduce risk, and provide better negotiation power. It's important to discuss this option with your insurance provider to see if it's appropriate for your business's needs.